Hello, this is Andreas, Pop Culture Guy. Today is the latest Andreas Pop Culture Retrospective slash review, and it's on Jackie Brown, directed by Quentin Tarantino, starring Pam Grier, Robert Foster, Michael Keaton, Samuel L. Jackson, Robert De Niro, Bridget Fonda, and is there someone else I'm forgetting? Nope, that's everyone. Robert De Niro. That's the one. Anyway, uh, premiere in December of 1997. This is the third Quentin Tarantino film after his seminal first two films, Reservoir Dogs and Pulp Fiction in the 90s. Now, sometimes a movie requires more than one viewing. The first time I sat down to watch Jackie Brown, well, I wasn't that impressed, but I didn't hate the movie. But I didn't love it either at the time. I thought it was decent. But the second time I watched it, I knew that the plot already, so I really got into the indulgence in the characters of the film, and that's exactly what the film is. It's a character piece, which is one of my personal favorites of films. Character piece. To some people, this movie is just a crime heist movie, but to me, there's something quite beautiful to this movie. After a few viewings of this film, you'll notice that underneath it all, this movie is really about two people, Jackie Brown and Max Cherry, two people who are middle aged and lonely and tired of their dead end jobs, two people that meet in a very unlikely way, two people that get together to figure out a way to steal 5,000 um, billion dollars and get away with it and take this movie whatever you wanted. But to me, that's the heart of the movie, and that's why this movie works so well, and that's why it's my personal favorite of the Tarantino filmography. Why? Tarantino is obviously one of the most consistently fascinating filmmakers of the past few decades. I could imagine that even his detractors have to consider a certain level of promise and level of cinema that is undeniable in his craft. For me, Jackie Brown is his crowning achievement. With the Kill Bill movies being, well, not the Kill Bill movies, I could say. I think Django Unchained and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood being close run up for me in terms of his top quality in filmmaking. Jackie Brown takes it up to the notch. This film encapsulated all the great characteristics of Tarantino as a movie maker, and the screenplay, which he co-wrote with Roger Avery, is one of the best adaptations ever. It is based on the 1982 novel Rum Punch by Elmore Leonard. The dialogue here is just sings. It crackles. I love the pulpiness of it, the way it takes the intrigue plot that could easily have been used in the 1940s noir film, and it gives it a modern sensibility. And plus, when I mentioned with the cast, I think this is Samuel L. Jackson's best performance in his whole career. Man, this guy definitely scares me. I mean, to death in this film. It is his finest screen performance ever. Plus, the two other actors, Pam Grier and Robert Forster, this is their best performance in their career. They make for a surprisingly engaging duo, and they add the humanity and the core Disney, Disney that is missing in some of Tarantino's other films. This will always be, for me, not only the overlooked and underrated gem in Quentin Tarantino's overall filmography, but one of my favorite films of the 1990s. Now, of course, there's reasons why. I mean, look, it was tough follow up after coming uh, as it did after critical darlings of Reservoir Dogs in 1992, and of course the 1984 smash hit Pulp Fiction. It's perhaps not surprising that Quentin Tarantino's next film failed to impress at the time when it premiered in 1997. Yet, on reflection these days, when you're reviewing Tarantino's career over 20 years later, or whatever, it's one of his tiniest works. Working from the master sculptor Elmore Leonard's novel One Punch, as I mentioned, Tarantino had a concise space from which to build on. And this is actually the wares in his career where he had to adapt someone else's work, which he hasn't done up to that point and even afterwards. He he cleverly close to the spirit of Leonard's book, and Jackie Brown is a rich and glorious channel. Each conversation either paints with a biting hard ass edge or alternative this deconstruction of the um, uh, varieties of the human condition. Sorry about that. Have to spell that word out. Anyway, surely this is a talky pick, but nothing is ever tweet or pointless, for it's a film that pays rich rewards to those who prepare to fully grasp the characters on show, to be aware that all is building towards the final third. It's then here where the story brings up about its strengths with a complex operation, cloaked in double crosses and erase counters of violence and more. Tarantino sets a different mood here compared to his more frantic and violent films and his filmography. This is more of a slow crime story that focuses more on being cool than being shocking, like Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction, in that matter. I think of this movie works very well, despite the slow pace, which is a very good pace. It's one of the best well-paced films, which is good. Which seems to put a lot of people off when I read reviews, but I can understand. But also, it works for this favor. Mainly, I think it works because the actors are doing it their best, and the casting also excellent, which I will get into towards the end. While Tarantino seems to handle the whole story more gently than in Pulp Fiction, it doesn't stress it. He doesn't run the risk of overdoing the cool parts. The end result is enjoyable, but it's a lot more somber than what you used to from Tarantino. All the actors in the movie are superb. The lead is played by actress Pam Grier, where she's awesome. She nails the role as the tele character of Jackie Brown. Tarantino again shows you don't need a A-list actor to carry a movie. Greer plays Jackie Brown, an airline stewardess in her 40s. Samuel L. Jackson plays Adil Rabi, a gun dealer who uses Jackie to bring him in money from Mexico. Robert De Niro, in a smaller role for such a big actor at his time, plays Lewis, Adele's friend who recently got out of jail. Bridget Fonda played Medley, a blonde-haired surfer girl who lives with Adele. Michael Keaton, my favorite actor of all time, plays ATD agent Ray, who wants to take down Adele, and of course the late great Robert Foster, who plays Max Cherry, a bail bondsman. Without giving too much away, all these characters in one way or another are all after the $1 million of Adele's money, or the 5,000 of Adele's money. Every character in this movie is great and unique in their own way, but for me, Robert Foster steals the show, and Max Cherry is without a doubt my favorite character in all Tarantino's movies. In conclusion, Jackie Brown is not a graphic crime story like Reservoir Dogs or Pulp Fiction that preceded. No, it is a stylish, is nor is not a stylish Van Saga like Kill Bill Volume 1 or 2 that followed it afterwards. Instead, it's a standalone film, a wonderful acted character study, and for me, an absolute gem of a film. Is Tarantino's underrated masterpiece and is my personal favorite. It's my number one favorite Tarantino film of his filmography, and that I highly recommend. Thank you everyone for listening to my Andrea's Punk Culture Retrospective slash review of Jackie Brown. There's more to come. More retrospective slash reviews are coming their way in the nearest future. So thank you for listening to this, and ciao. Bye.